Hello, my name is Douglas Bloch. Welcome to the Depression Recovery Channel, where each week we talk about practical tools and coping strategies for healing from depression and anxiety. Today is Flashback Friday, a feature in which I republish one of my earlier videos you might not have seen that contains really important coping strategies that will help you attain a better mood. Now here's today's video. The title of today's talk is Finding the Blessings in Life Challenges. Before, of course, we start, we have to tell our wonderful joke, which has become more and more popular, telling these jokes. Anyway, recently my boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. The title of today's video, as we said, was Finding the Blessings in Life's Challenges. One of my favorite quotations of all times was said by John Lennon in his song Beautiful Boy. Life is what happens to us when we're busy making other plans. As the Cowardly Lion said, ain't it the truth? You know, in life, sometimes we are confronted with unexpected events that we didn't cause, that we didn't make happen, and yet there they are, and oftentimes they're very painful. For example, I know of a man who was really into holistic health, took great care of his body, and then he gets diagnosed with cancer. Or someone works hard for a new job, he gets it, and then a month later a new management takes over and he loses his job. Or this one is actually true. A young couple spent $200,000 in 3 years. This was many years ago when $200,000 was a lot more money than it is now. Anyway, put all this money into remodeling their home, and then in 15 seconds it was destroyed by an earthquake. When faced with situations such as these, the normal response is to say, why did this happen to me? Or why me? Perhaps a more empowering question would be to say, well, life has given me a lemon. How can I change it into a lemonade? Or, now that I've had this unwanted detour, can I find some hidden blessings in it? One of the best answers to this question, why this occur, is found in a book that I read many, many years ago called The World of Serendipity by Douglas Bloch. This book focuses on an old Persian fairy tale that talked about the princes of Serendip. That's where we get the word serendipity. So in this book, the princes go on many travels and many lands, looking for one thing, but many times finding something they didn't expect, something they weren't prepared for. But to their surprise, good fortune often emerges from this unwanted detour. Thus, the princes soon learned an ancient secret, that in every tragedy lies the seed of an equivalent or greater good. And so that they remembered this, they came up with a word called apokatastasis. Kind of sounds like abracadabra, right? But it's a real word, it's on the screen, and it comes from the Greek roots to set up again or to restore. So whenever they were going about looking for one thing, finding something they didn't expect, something they may not have liked, they would say apokatastasis, meaning that despite appearances, some good may arise from the situation. Over the years, I've experienced this principle in my life, seen it in the lives of my friends. And here's a story that is kind of classic. A elderly man, retired, goes to a children's hospital to start volunteering. On the first day, as he's leaving, a car comes around, doesn't see him and hits him. He falls to the ground, has a concussion, right? So of course they take him into the ER. Doctors are concerned that he might have a bleeding on the brain, so they do an MRI. And what do they find? A tumor, a malignant tumor that has not yet started spreading. So they operate, take it out, and obviously save the man's life. Now, when he first got hit by the car, he must have said, my God, what's going on here? I was just trying to do this volunteer work, help these kids. And on my first day, I got knocked to the ground, almost killed. But if that accident had not happened, there would have been no MRI, there would have been no detection of this tumor, and by the time they caught it, he would have been dead. So, a seeming misfortune had a blessing in disguise. And this happens over and over again, at least I've seen it, not every time, but you think, something bad has happened, but ultimately something good comes out of it. For me, the most powerful example of this blessings in disguise principle comes in my own life. Many years ago, seems like yesterday, seems like a long, long time ago, my marriage with Joan dissolved in the summer of 1996, and of course I went into a very deep depression. I tried many different things, that I talk about in this channel, exercise and social connection. Nothing helped, so I said, right, I'll try an antidepressant. So I went to the psychiatrist. He put me on Zoloft. And what happened? It made me very agitated, right? I went back, told him what happened, and he seemed completely unconcerned. I should have known that he wasn't a good listener after the first session when he spent more time bragging about his children getting into Ivy League schools than talking with me. So what did he do? He put me on another SSRI antidepressant. I got agitated even more, and it plunged me into a suicidal depression, and I was hospitalized. Over the next 9 months, I would think about this guy, and I would just curse him and curse my fate. I didn't know if I was going to make it. I tried actually suing him, but I was told by doctors that doctors would not testify against another doctor, so I gave that up. But what I didn't realize is that my apparent setback was actually a setup for finding my life's purpose. At the 11th hour, a group of loving, concerned people came together in a group, held a vision of light around me, and I recovered miraculously. Now, it's interesting that after this happened, the first thing that came to me is I got to write about my experience because, so many people talking about getting healed by antidepressants. Well, the exact opposite happened to me. And I want to tell my story that maybe sometimes you can heal without them. So I wrote this memoir called When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, published it, did quite well, was picked up by another publisher. It was called Healing from Depression. I then took this material, traveled around the country, gave workshops. I decided to come home and I started running groups where I was teaching this material. That turned into the current YouTube channel in 2012. And I look back and wow, the books, the website, the YouTube channel, and now an audiobook of When Going Through Hell Don't Stop. None of this would have happened had that doctor not been, so bad. So he was, what was meant for my harm actually did me good. And so after going through something like that, I have to really believe in this principle. Now, did I say apocatastasis? No way, right? Because when you're in the middle of the shit, you can't give thanks for it because sometimes you have to get to the other side, right? I had known about this principle, but all I thought about was bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck, I'm screwed. And then only on the other side did I see what a blessing it was. Thus, what I regarded as the worst thing that happened to me actually turned out to be the best thing that happened to me. As a result of this depressive trial, it led me to become a wounded healer. Now, you might ask, well, this serendipity thing, right? Is this the sign that we live in a benevolent universe, or is it some random event that means nothing? Well, I would like to think the former, but no matter what you believe, serendipity is a real phenomenon. Whether it's random event or God's guiding hand, it occurs, it's witnessed, and probably everybody watching this video has experienced at least one time. So whenever my well thought out plans don't go as I wanted to, I just try to remember to say, apocatastasis. As the princes of Serendip would tell us, if all men could only remember this secret, that good fortune lies hidden in unfortunate acts. This has been Douglas Bloch. I hope you found the information on this Flashback Friday video helpful. If so, please give it a like, as likes draw more and more people to this channel and hopefully some more subscribers. You can also leave your comments in the comments section or email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com. If you do want to subscribe to this channel, click on my photo in the closing credits. You'll be taken to my subscribe page. And if you click on the bell to the right, you'll be notified every time I do a new video or live chat. And if you want to contribute to this channel and become a patron, simply click on the Patreon image. You'll be taken to my crowdfunding site. And until next video, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Thank you so much.